Obviously, a disappointing loss for us. One in which, if we're smart about it, we can hopefully learn a lot about ourselves and about where we need to improve, where we're headed. Credit to them; they made the plays they needed to make. We certainly had our chances. We had to start off with a great drive, and they stopped us on 4th and short, and got the ball back with great position. Missed the field goal, and then battled back. Made it, as you guys know, made it even at halftime, and field was tilted against us in the second half. They made a long 56-yard field goal, which ended up being the difference in the game, and battled back. That last third, the third down was not the last one, but the second to last one. We had several chances to get off the field, 3rd and 16, I think 3rd and 14, whatever it was, 3rd and 15. Couldn't make the plays, and so long stretches of that game where we couldn't protect. And number one, I thought for them was magnificent. Barsham was he was a handful, and thought we settled down as it went on and protected better for a while. But still some key moments where it wasn't good enough, and then obviously the run game for them. 2 plays in the first half, but just too many big plays to win a football game like that. So we battled. Appreciate the effort of the guys, but wasn't good enough.
You feel like their physicality was a factor on the last drive with the 3 third-down conversions that they had worn your defense down a bit?
No, we just missed a tackle, right? They throw a screen. They checked to a sprint out on third. We got them to the third down because before that I think they were like 1 of whatever on third down. We got them in 3rd and 3. They saw the blitz. They looked to the sideline. They check. They run the sprint out. Pick route. So we just have to tackle it. Then they ran a screen. They saw the blitz again. They ran a screen. John was being really aggressive, and we're 1-on-1 in the open field. So those missed tackles to me weren't necessarily about physicality as much as they were their guy made a play in space, and we have to make that play. And then the 3rd and 15, they got him down in the red zone, got him down into field goal range. I thought was they just made a good check and made one blocks. We have to make a tackle there. I thought we showed good physicality, obviously inside the 5, right? They had 1st and goal inside the 5, and the guys stopped them. So it's going to be really easy to say like, oh, it was the D line. There's plays where the safety's 1-on-1, he missed the tackle. We just got Haynes is an excellent back. I have utmost respect for him. He made the plays that you have to make to win those games. You look at what he did. He had 3 catches. He had all the carries. They couldn't throw the ball against us very well, but they certainly made the explosive run plays, and that's a factor of the entire defense.
On the quarterback draw and then the 54-yard touchdown, was there busts there, alignment issues?
No. We're in quarters. They go to quarterback draw. You have line movement, take away the empty draw. Someone has to get off and make a tackle. It's a tough play. It's a tough play against that. But if you're getting 5 wides and you run quarterback draw, it's going to be a tough play. You need a D lineman to make a play. We're going to have to, as a team, get past and I think they have. I'm not saying anything about our team, but we're going to have to get past the perfect call world. It's like you have a call, someone's going to be stressed on someone, they're going to have to make a play, and then the long run. We ran some line movement. They blocked it. The ball gets to the safety. It's quarters. You have a fit safety. We just didn't make the tackle. So, that's those defenses. You have to make that play on those defenses, and just 22 played well.
You talk about wanting to learn in the next week. You can learn a lot from this game. What do you feel like your offensive line can learn, not only in pass protection, but maybe in some of the run blocking moments today?
Yeah, I didn't have a ton of issues with the run blocking. There's a couple times we checked to some runs. We started going into a lot of RPOs in the game, and they had a hard time defending some of the passes when they had us give the run. There were some ones that split. There obviously were some ones that didn't, and so you're kind of hitting your head up against the wall for 1 or 2 games. But I don't know that I can say much about the run game yet without really watching it. It would just be reactionary. In pass pro, I thought there were times where we just gave them too much credit. We're backing up, we're catching them like what are they going to do, and just not really being super physical. And not from a physical, not trying to be physical, but just not challenging it. And then all of a sudden we went on long stretches where we weren't, where we did protect. And then in the second half, I think some of that went away. So, they pressured us. They brought blitzes. They challenged our running backs. That's what they're good at. And we knew going in the game it would be about stopping the run and our ability to pass protect, getting to their quarterback. We got to their quarterback a couple times, but just couldn't get into third long enough.
First drive at the end of the half, just the decision to throw the Hail Mary, was that the plan, or did it just kind of play out that way?
Well, it wasn't necessarily the plan. It was 2nd and long, so the last thing I wanted to do was give them the ball back, right? So I let the clock run down, I think, to 25 seconds and called timeout so that we could run a 3rd down play. third down play didn't work out quite what we wanted, right? So I anticipated them calling timeout and trying to make us punt. Luckily for us, our punter's pretty good at getting outside the pocket, so I wasn't worried about a block. But I anticipated them calling timeout with 12 or 13 seconds and trying to block the punt. When they didn't do that, I let the clock run down to 1 and called timeout and said throw the Hail Mary. So the only thing to me about this game I didn't want to do is have any regrets that we didn't try. We didn't try to play. I didn't want to go out there and play close. Now when you're in the RPO world, sometimes like you're handing off, then you're handing off a second time, and you're like, daggum, we really wanted to throw the ball there. But yeah, that was just hey, we're going to take our shot, and it worked out. So again, once all the sadness dissipates on our end, like there'll be a lot of things to build on in terms of plays like that, plays where we jumped up and made a play, and those are the building blocks of hopefully getting to where we want to get to.
Is that really what's in your mind on the fourth down, on the first possession? Is just try, like you said, don't leave.
Well, the analytics, are overwhelmingly. Analytics are 4th and 3 is a go. 4th and 4 you should go. So it's not even close, right? If you want to beat Michigan, you're gonna have to get those plays, right? We're gonna have to get those plays. That was a good. We ran a speed sweep with a quarterback read. You have 3 options there. It's kind of the same thing we did at the end, right? We just twice 4th and 1, and then at the goal line we're running RPOs. It's not. It's just we're not gonna trick our way into things. You got to play. You got to make the plays, right? So it's just like we're gonna give our guys a chance to make the play. On that one, unfortunately, we didn't. But then they punted the ball right back to us. We had the ball at the 30-yard line. So similar to some of the things we talked about, right? Inside the 5, right? Only things we have to be better at. But at the same time, there are other times we did make the plays. The Hail Mary, the plays at the end. Heinrich's play at the end. So. But yeah, there's a lot of analytics that goes into it, and it's the analytics tell you to be really, really, really aggressive. To be honest with you.
Sometimes when it comes to sacks, it's not always the offensive line's fault. You mentioned the running back missing something, or maybe the quarterback holding on too long. Do you feel like you need to remind fans that, hey, it's not all on the offensive line, because Nebraska fans, they tend to blame the offensive line a lot?
Yeah, I think the fans were elite today. It was an amazing crowd. I think, the last thing I have a right to do right now is say anything. There was too much pressure on the quarterbacks, too much sacks. I would say it's always a function of everything, but at the end of the day, they overwhelmed us some at times. I did feel like though, the field got tilted against us a little bit in the second half. I did feel like we kind of progressed a little bit. There, at the end of the first half, we moved the ball in the third quarter. So I'll have to go back and look at it. Again, I think number one for them is he was an inside linebacker. They moved after last game to outside backer, and I thought he was dominant last week. I think he's a dominant player. But there'll be a lot for us to learn from. But yeah, our fans are elite. They'll be back out here in 2 weeks when we play Michigan State. We'll have to just learn from this.
You mentioned the field was so good. How critical was the sequence? Barney was one of your best players today, but he fielded that one at the 2, and it kind of changed the field there.
Yeah, we don't want him to field that one at the 2. We also filled the one off the bounce and changed the field with the field position. He had another one later that I thought he was about to step out of. So he'll be the first to tell you I wish I wouldn't have caught it there. But we still had some plays there where he could have knocked it out. And then I thought Archie did an unbelievable job of spinning the field as best he could. Even the one time they got one or two first downs, they make that long field goal. So we just have to make another play or two. Honestly, it sounds boring, but step out of one, make a tackle here, and all of a sudden the game changes. And that's, you go back and forth in a Big Ten game like that. It ends up 30-27. It's get the onside kick. You could have told me we weren't going to go down and score. The way we were playing. So you just have to make one or two more plays.
One or two more. Did you think that the Hail Mary to tie it at halftime was going to give you a big momentum boost coming out in the second half?
Yeah, but I just not. I think our guys were emotionally very invested in it. It wasn't like a lack of effort. I thought, they had the quarterback run, right, which is a good run, and someone has to get off and make a great elite play. We covered them all day, right? There was no big plays in the passing game, so we did that well. We had to make a couple more tackles in the run game. It's a big time back, and he hurt us. We can't walk away from that. I thought when it got even, but still the issues are the issues, right? Hey, we're having a hard time protecting the pocket. We're having a hard time stopping the run in all areas. So, I was just going to get to halftime and say, hey, what do we do? Even at the end, we had 3 or 4 third downs, right? So I don't know, would they finish on third down? I think 3 of them were on the last drive, right? And 3 of them were third and long. So you make one of those plays, the game changes. And so, but we didn't. And so we just moved forward. But yeah, I thought, at the end of the day, like we're playing to win. So we took our shot at that play, and it worked.
Coach, do you think, obviously not the result, but do you think this team has grown, and do you like where you guys are at?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't like where we're at right now. I feel like someone, hit me with a hammer right now. I mean, I wanted to win the football game, and I thought we would win the football game. It's like anything else. There's things that we're exposed that have to be improved, or we won't be the team that we want to be. There's other things that I thought were excellent, and so it just, it's just going back and methodically the same process, the same approach we had after games we've won, lost, or games we've won. Like I told the team, like I watched Georgia, Tennessee, and Georgia beat Tennessee last week, a game that Tennessee probably should have won. I didn't leave saying like, oh, Tennessee's done. I mean, it's just, hey, we're gonna have to improve this and improve that, and ascend from there. So I'm sure we're disappointed, but you know what? We're gonna play a bunch more games. So we'll get back to work, and like I said, I thought the guys, they competed. The other team competed as well. Michigan competed as well. So I thought that was a good Big Ten football game. Just we came out on the wrong end of it. Well, I'm disappointed we didn't get the win for Bud. But I thought it meant a lot that he would show up for us. He could be anywhere he wanted to be in the world right now if he wanted to, and he chose to be here with us. And so, I know it's disappointing, but I will say, like I saw the wrestling team out there celebrating what they did. I saw, obviously Bud Crawford was there. I think it was a great day to celebrate Nebraska and all the amazing things that are here. Hopefully our volleyball team wins tonight as well. And I think, in the time that we're in right now, Bud's a unifying force for the people in the state of Nebraska. So very grateful that he would be there. I wish we could have done our part a little bit better, but, at the end of the day, I hope people appreciate that we're working and the guys gave their all. We just have to get a little bit better. Thanks.